Here's what happened during this week in history, February 5th through February 11th. In the year 146 BC, the Roman Republic defeats Carthage, marking the end of the century-long Punic Wars. 1763, the French and Indian War ends, also known as the 7 Years' War. It started as a result of land disputes in the Ohio River Valley in North America, between the French and British. 1825, the U.S. House votes to elect John Quincy Adams to the position of U.S. President despite not having the most popular votes, becoming the first recognized of 5 U.S. presidents to do so. 1904. The Russo-Japanese War begins, which would end in a decisive victory for Japan and was a large factor in causing the Russian Revolution of 1905. 1943. Benito Mussolini fires his son-in-law from his post of head of Italy's foreign ministry, and assumes the role for himself. Eventually Mussolini will have his son executed for treason due to his anti-war sentiment. 1945. The Yalta Conference between Winston Churchill, Franklin Roosevelt, and Joseph Stalin takes place, with the aim of deciding how to draw the national and political boundaries of Europe as a result of the impending victory of the Allies in the closing months of the war in Europe. 1952. King George VI dies, resulting in Princess Elizabeth becoming queen, and holding this position for a record time, for any British monarch. 1962. The full U.S.-Cuba embargo is announced by John F. Kennedy, restricting all trade between Cuba and the U.S. 1992. The European Union Treaty is ratified. 12 nations sign the treaty, which will eventually lead to the creation of the euro as a common currency. 1996. World chess champion Garry Kasparov loses his first game too, but ultimately beats Deep Blue, an IBM computer, in a 6-game regulation match. 1990. Nelson Mandela is released from prison in South Africa after 27 years of being incarcerated. He would be elected president 4 years later in 1994. And that's what happened this week in history. Here's what happened during this week in February 11th. February 5th through February 11th. For more. In the year 140